We watch bad movies so you don't have to. As always, you have me, Jacob, my buddy Brad, and our great friend Kara as we get to dive into Cordially Invited. You're cordially invited.
You're cordially invited to sit in what it seems like the suckiest invitation. This is so dumb. We are joined by Kara, who low key one of my faves on the network
Oh,
on the show. She's fun to do a pod with, right, Jacob?
She is very awesome to do a podcast
oh,
with.
thank
Yes.
you guys.
Even in her hectic life, she says, "You know what? I'm going to waste another 2 hours of my life and watch Will Ferrell and
Reese
Reese
Witherspoon.
Witherspoon, who used to be Kara in my top 5. Used to. Keyword.
Really?
I used to think she was a certifiable smoke show.
She's beautiful. I still think
Wait, you don't think she's good looking anymore? She was still good looking.
She doesn't do it for me anymore. Nah, I'll pass. She's not fluffy enough for me, Kara.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Kara, I do have something I got to read to you. So,
Gotcha.
I don't think MTD's in the chat right now.
What?
I know it's weird. Let's wait till MTD gets in the chat before I address this. Anyway, you've been doing good, Kara. I got some stuff I want to address with you.
Yes.
You've been doing good. You've been doing good.
Yeah, I've been doing well. Busy over here. How you guys doing?
We are doing good. We are only, Kara. This is our 99th episode that we are
Oh my
recording.
gosh.
Yes, we are about to record the 100th
Wow.
episode. But I'm putting together a clip show. Spoiler alert for the listeners. Clip show's coming out of our best of the show over the last 2 years.
Aw.
Best of the best.
Best of the best. Funny lines. Let me text. I'm texting. Oh, there's Tanya.
Hey guys, how are
Hello.
you?
How are
Good,
you?
How are you guys?
We are amazing. How are you, Tanya?
I'm amazing as well.
We were just
The
setting the
weather-
show up, and
Oh, really? Okay.
we're glad you're here, listeners. We have someone new on the show tonight, and she is the official chief chimp correspondent of our network. And she is here. But she's not bringing monkey news tonight. No, she's
Nope.
not. She's bringing the humor and the jokes. We are basically, she did, what was it, TBS's, what's it called?
Dinner and a movie. Dinner and a movie.
Dinner in a movie. This is more like Totino's in a movie.
Amen. Yes, but that's okay.
Okay, so Jacob and I, Tanya, we watched you on there together we were at our house watching it with our wives,
Uh-huh.
and we said Jason Biggs has been on 2 movies we've done on Movie Torture,
Oh,
right?
really?
I think it's 2, Boys and Girls, and what was
Uh-huh.
the other one, Jacob?
American Pie.
Oh, Saving Silverman.
Saving Silverman.
Saving
Yes.
Silverman,
Yeah.
yeah.
Saving Silverman. No, American Pie's pretty good. Now we could do American Pie 3. That was pretty terrible.
Yes,
And-
it was terrible.
American American Reunion came out, and I couldn't wait to see it. And then we were at the theater, and about, I'd say an hour 10 in, I had to take a big dump. And I was like, babe, we got to go. So I didn't ever finish American Reunion. We went home. She's like, you can't go to the movies. I'm like, I'm not taking a dump at the movie theater. Once I leave, I'm going home to make this happen. Like, it's not happening here. So never saw the end of American Reunion. So Jason Biggs, one of my faves, though. He's a great actor.
He's a great.
He is. And he's a really good guy, actually. He's real fun. And his wife is fabulous. She is. She's fabulous.
So the rumors aren't true that you can't look him in the eyes. Because I heard that you can't look at him. I'm kidding.
I did a lot, actually.
Him and his wife have good banter, though.
Yes.
Tanya,
Yes, very, very good banter. And they're a lot of good sport because like he and I were fighting over getting the last ring on the monkey ring game. And, he didn't care that I shoved him out of the way or that. So he really was super sweet.
Tanya, how long did it take to record that? Because y'all aren't sitting there watching the movie together, right? I mean, they're not watching.
we went in and we were supposed to start filming around 8 p.m. Because what it is it's downtown LA, and you basically they have two suites that are their studios in this just like building, and the first one is where the staging area is, so you hang out and wait for your turn. But what they do is they live in New York, so they come just periodically, like every 3 months, and they film several episodes of it. So they work like dogs for a couple of days to meet their cycles for how many ever movies that they have to critique and stuff for dinner and a movie. So like I was like supposed to be at 8, but I think we got out of there around 2 a.m.
Wow.
2 a.m.
Did y'all watch the whole movie together? Really?
No,
No, I
they
It's like-
they did inserts and they kept refilming different things with us, and then they just put it where they wanted to or where it made sense or whatever. So because they changed a lot of the scripts too, because at first they didn't give me very many lines. I was just supposed to be there, but once they found out how, I guess, if you have chemistry with them or whatever, then they re-script lines, because as they go the teleprompt changes, and then they have to stop and redo, and maybe Jason was supposed to say lines, but they liked it better out of his wife, so she said it. And even with me, they gave me a bunch more lines than I had. So it just depended on, I guess, the chemistry that they had with the guest star. So
Well, if they had, I would let them know they're crazy not to give you lines, right, Jacob? Like they
That is
got to give you lines.
100% truth.
Kara,
Tanya
it's
needs
my
the lines.
It's my goal to get Tanya an Emmy. I want to get her an Emmy, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna party. We're gonna have an Emmy party.
big time here
She
at the lake.
deserves one. She deserves.
She does. She deserves one, and I want to get her on another reality show.
Well,
So-
they reached
Yes.
out to me, and I'm supposed to know Wednesday, not a reality show, but one of those competition shows. It's going to be a new one about you being in a
Whoa.
bar, and you do the bar, the different bar games that you can do, and they wanted me to do it. So they're supposed to contact me Wednesday to see what those details are.
That's
But
so exciting.
yeah,
And
but,
Tanya, now are those monkeys in the background?
yeah, that's a
Oh.
howler. Yeah, that's a little howler monkey.
Oh, so cute. This is what I have. This is what I'm working with. So,
His name's Jackson. His
so we
name's
all have our
Jackson.
pets today.
Yes, gotta have them.
Yeah.
Jacob or not. Tanya, when you go on this reality show, we want to see under your name. Of course, we're going to see star of Chimp Crazy, but we also want to see official chief chimp correspondent of the Hopecast Network. That's what we need
Okay,
to see.
we'll make it
Just so
happen.
What is a chief chimp correspondent? Is this needed? Yes, it's very much needed. It
Oh
really
yeah, there's so much humor right now going on in the animal world, especially with Bucky's. That it's got to be needed just for entertainment purposes.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Tanya, I saw a movie this weekend. Kara, I saw The Monkey this weekend.
Uh-huh. Did
Thought
you?
about you. It's it's a brutal movie. The monkey plays the drum, and
Yes.
anytime the monkey plays the drum, someone dies.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
That's the gist of. Yeah, it's like Final Destination with a toy monkey.
Which is weird, isn't it? But they can make them be really weird. I mean, really scary.
It is creepy, but this movie we're about to talk about could definitely have used a monkey. Jacob, what is the name of the movie again?
You are cordially invited, or you're cordially invited,
Okay.
with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, was it good?
Well,
I
It
mean,
wasn't-
Will Ferrell, but definitely Reese Witherspoon. I mean, that
I
kind
love
of.
Reese Witherspoon.
I do too. I do too. A lot, actually. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I will say it's like right off the jump with Will Ferrell. It was very much Will Ferrell like mixed into all of his different roles. Like you could pick off like when he was trying to say a line or be funny, you'd be like, "Oh, that's completely from Step Brothers." He's just pulling that energy from there. Like it was not really original Will Ferrell. It was very much just like do your little shtick in these scenes.
Yeah.
So
So
there were some funny parts.
I have,
Okay.
I have a small confession to make.
Okay.
I'm very confused right now because Brad, I thought you were being like extra fancy, and you cordially invited me to this podcast. So
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you guys are talking about right now.
You haven't watched it.
The Green Lantern. That's what you told me to watch.
This is amazing.
Change it. Well, you know what? We're going to have a fun episode anyway. You're just going to sit
Okay.
back and listen.
So I've been talking
Yeah.
about. Well, so I'm sitting here going, why do they keep saying you? Oh my gosh. So
But I love the fact, Tanya, that Kara thought I was going, you're cordially invited to watch
That's
the
right.
Lantern.
Exactly.
So
Got
there's
the
a movie
formal
called-
invitation. You rolled it
oh
all
my
out.
God. I thought you were being
I'm
funny.
going to have to be more specific. Next time I'm going to be like,
Sorry.
cordially
I was like,
invited Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon.
It would be something Brad would
you
do.
didn't
So,
say
Kara,
that.
you have a
just said
pass.
You're cordially invited.
I said next time I'm going to say that. It is a weird title for a movie. I'll give you that, Kara.
And
It's
that's
like,
how you started off. So you said you're cordially invited with Tanya, and I said, "Oh, great, sure." And then you said the Green Lantern.
I did change it to the Green Lantern for the other one because I was like, "Were you?" Yeah, it's okay. It's one of those sayings, Tanya, where it's like, you know, I farted, and then she's thinking, "No, that's the movie we're watching," but she thought I was just saying it. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's like that moment, like when you have those bad dreams where you're on stage and everybody knows the words and you don't know what's. That just happened to me. I was
Oh,
just
it's-
so
So now
confused.
you're
If we
going to have
were-
to make that up for her. You're going to have to be nice to her, do something extra special to make her feel like she's special.
Yeah, like
Oh.
where's the right word?
Yep.
What if we just immediately hung you up off the pie? We're like, well, she's go. And the thing is, Tanya, we set her up at the beginning. We're like, she's so much fun. She's one of our favorids to record with.
And that's what
And then, and then, she's like,
I think that
haven't
just
watched
makes it.
the mo-"
Kara, I have to say, congratulations! You just made the cut for the clip of the 100th episode.
Yeah, I think this might make the cut because we're about to be there, and this is kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, what are they talking? And then you start talking about Reese Witherspoon. So I was like, yeah, I love Reese Witherspoon. What's
Yeah. Yeah.
Kara's over here like, she ain't in this movie. What are you guys talking about?
What are you
Yeah, I
talking
didn't see her
about?
on
This
Green
movie
Lantern.
has
Where'd you see Will Ferrell?
this movie. This movie has Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively in it. It doesn't have. It's like-
I want to correct you guys,
let's
but I'm thinking,
well, you can always correct us. You can always correct us.
oh man, yeah, you gotta be very
It's funny,
specific
though.
with me. Oh well, but listen,
Nope.
Well, one time
I'm
we-
interested to hear about it now.
One time we recorded. Listeners will know this that we recorded Air Bud, and Hannah was on, and Hannah watched Air Bud the soccer one, and I watched Air Bud the
Basketball.
basketball one.
Basketball.
You
Yeah,
would
the
think-
basketball.
yeah, you would think that's the go-to, but she watched the wrong one. So, but I have something I want to read to you, Kara.
Okay.
MTD, who is usually in the chat, is not here. Weirdly, he texted me today and said he would be. He has an autobiography out right now. Did you know that, Kara?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he has an autobiography. MTD, I trained Voorhees.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
The untold story of horror icons and the man behind the mask, plus why fat comedians rule.
I love that.
So he's a fan of the fatties. He writes this in chapter Meet the Gang, My Circle of Oddballs.
Okay.
He writes, Kara and Trent. He's talking about you.
About me?
The dynamic duo of my social circle, bound together by their shared love for Subarus and a
Okay.
fierce hatred for Blumhouse movies. Kara, the reigning queen of all things Subaru, practically radiates enthusiasm for her beloved vehicle. Picture her rolling into a parking lot, hair flowing, and in the breeze, and a gleam in her eye that could only come from the thrill of driving a Subaru Forester like it's a high-stakes racing car. You can
Beautiful.
catch her chatting about that feeling of absolute connection every time she takes a drive. It's akin to a religious experience. Each journey is treated like a pilgrimage where the divine meets the routine. It's not just a car, MTD. It's a lifestyle, she exclaims, while nodding emphatically as if she just delivered the greatest truth ever uttered. I mean, who knew a compact SUV could inspire such fervor? Kara,
Is this real?
talk about. Am I holding a book?
Yeah. When did you write that?
He's been writing it for a while. Jacob's going to read a chapter a week on the network.
Is
That I am
out
doing.
for the
So-
public?
It's out for us right here.
Oh.
See, MTD author.
What? That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, we have a book author. Yeah, he wrote it, and he talks about you, Kara. He
That's
brings you up in here.
amazing.
So you made the book.
Please,
In the book.
please express
In
my
the book.
gratitude.
Yeah.
The sequel's going to have a big blurb about Tanya in it, I'm sure. He'll have to throw
It'll
it.
be better.
He talks about a lot of things in this book. You know, he's a man that no one knows anything about, but he's a loyal listener.
He's
He's
like
not in the
Wizard of
chat
Oz.
one time where you read from his book. He's probably out signing autographs.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh.
let's get into this. Let's get into this movie. So, this movie starts out for both of you. I do like the intro. It's like a wedding invitation. Did you?
Yeah.
So, if
Yeah.
you've never been married, you don't understand. But if you have, it looks like a wedding invitation.
It does.
And you get Will Ferrell, who looks every bit Tanya of 70 in this movie.
I could.
He looks
imagine.
old.
Yeah, because the last time
He-
I seen him, he wasn't holding up well for sure.
Yeah.
He's not holding up well, Tanya. I don't get
No.
it. He's only 10 years older than me. And I'm like, man, he looks old.
He does.
His
he
teeth are
does.
janky. His teeth look more janky now than they've ever looked. Are they still
Wow.
moving? Is there a time where your teeth stop moving, Kara? Or is your teeth always moving?
I think they just fall out at some point.
That's true.
But his are like,
Maybe
They
he
look like
grinds maybe he grinds his teeth in his sleep.
you think? I don't
could
know.
Be very stressed out.
Could be.
He could very well be stressed out. But Jacob, what are your thoughts of the intro of this movie where his daughter's like, I gotta get married, and no, she shows up with her boyfriend, hasn't even told him that she's getting married.
No. And then he just the boyfriend walks in, and then she just holds up her hand with the engagement ring on.
Oh wow.
She's
Wow.
like, ooh.
And he internally loses it.
The thing that throws me off, Kara and Tanya, is the daughter looks full on from India.
Okay.
I mean, and he looks nothing like that, but we never see his wife because she's
No.
dead.
Right.
Oh,
But
wow.
then she doesn't even look like a mix, does she,
Adopted?
Jacob?
She could be adopted.
No. And they don't
No,
even
that's-
show like a picture of the mom.
Oh.
They don't even show a picture. So
Yeah.
he's like raising her, and that's his BFF. Like
Yeah.
he loves her like Tanya loves Tonka.
Tonga.
I mean, he-
That's the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah.
It's like Tonka showing up going, I'm getting married. And Tanya being like, you didn't even tell me.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, it's just the setup is so stupid. It is so
It
dumb.
is.
And I was watching this with my wife, and she was so bored. Like 30 minutes in, she
Really?
said, "Can we stop this movie? I don't want to watch it anymore." And I'm like,
wow.
"No."
Not
I
even like a chick flick then. I mean, not really.
was thinking it was a chick flick.
It's supposed to
Is
be.
it a chick flick?
I don't know. I think they're trying to like. I
I've
think
never
it is.
Heard of it.
I don't know. I
If
think they're
women
trying to
are
be.
bored, then that's not a chick flick.
That's true.
face it.
That's true.
It
I feel like chick
nosedived
flicks-
at that.
I feel like chick flicks aren't even a thing now. I feel like women are into like true crime and like all that stuff and like, you know, Chim Crazy, all that stuff. We're not
For
into
sure.
we're not into the rom-coms anymore. We're over it.
All right, wait. My wife gets up on Saturday mornings, and she'll go in the living room and turn on Hallmark and watch it until I come in there.
That's very wholesome.
So she loves a good chick flick. She'll just sit and watch it and
I do too.
think. I think they're still into.
Maybe
I think
she's not as jaded as me. Maybe that's what
Tanya,
she's still
Kara
pure.
doesn't like. Kara's very picky when it comes to the men.
Yeah.
She
I don't
doesn't
blame her
like-
these days.
No,
I
no,
don't
no, no,
like-
no. She's picky on a physical aspect.
Oh,
No.
They can't be fluffy, Tanya. She doesn't like fluffs. She likes in shape men who lift weights.
Well, they're nice to look
Well,
at,
you
easy
know
on
what,
the
Tanya?
eyes.
You know what, Tanya? You know what I feel? I go to the gym at 5 a.m. every morning. I'm there working
Oh, wow.
hard.
Wow.
Yeah.
Every morning?
Every
Are you there scoping dudes? You're scoping dudes at the gym,
Nobody,
right?
no, it's all
Kara?
women. It's all women. I'm there 5 a.m. Monday through Friday, working out really hard. So I feel like I would like somebody with that same lifestyle as me. That's what it's
Sure,
about.
sure.
That's all it's about.
That's
I
fair.
would like a gym buddy.
Yeah, no,
Kara,
because that even gives you motivation and drive to keep it up, and that,
Yeah.
no, that would be
Absolutely.
good.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kara, what if you were in the gym one morning at 5 and Tanya, Jacob, and I just walk in to start working out casually? But we don't even look at you. Like, we just want you to notice us.
Just
And we're in
while
there,
I'm on
like,
the
pumping
Stairmaster, I look up and
Yeah.
you guys are just
And you look up and you see Jacob.
yeah.
And then I'm like, you're cordially invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cordially invited to the treadmill. Come on down. Yeah. That's
She likes
fun.
in shape dudes. That's why she's on this podcast, Tanya, because none of us are in shape.
Oh,
So,
stop
you know.
it, guys. I just, you know what? I'm an active person with an active lifestyle.
That is not
That's
fair.
great.
Round
Yeah,
is a
no,
shape.
that's great, but I'm proud of you for that.
She is active though. She goes to Vegas. She goes to
Oh, wow.
Florida. She drives her Subaru.
I do. I'm
She-
all over the place.
Good,
She works
good for
at-
you, girl.
She works at the police department, so
Oh, wow.
she gets to see criminals all the time.
Lucky
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, and we've had this discussion on here. Lucky her. She's a real woman of the people, Tanya. She
That's
she
awesome,
is,
though.
Thank you. I'd
Yeah.
like to
And
think
we-
so.
and we love to live vicariously through Kara because she has a very active lifestyle. Unlike Jacob and I, who work and watch TV. So
Well, you know
there's
what?
that.
You know what, guys? Though, besides my little fur baby, I don't have. I'm kind of a free bird in that sense because I don't have kids. If I had kids, it'd be a very different story. You guys have kids.
Yes, I do. Yes, Jacob does. We have kids. Yeah, all
Yeah,
of
you
us.
have kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and Tanya,
Kara.
your son's older. So, right?
Yes,
So-
my kid. Yes, in fact, my son just texted me and wanted me to come to his birthday party March 15th. So yes,
How old's he going to be?
he was born in '94. So
30,
30.
31?
31.
Yep.
Wow.
That's old, man.
So
Wow.
your kid. So now you're free to do all the fun things. Although you have fur babies now.
lots of them,
Lots
and
of
so
them.
that's your
Yeah.
that becomes your life. But that's
Yep.
okay. I mean, like today, I went to Kansas City to take a baby capuchin to its new home and different stuff.
Aw.
You get to see a lot of
Oh.
cool stuff.
That
Yeah.
is so
So
sweet.
yeah. Yep.
That's so sweet.
Kara, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Since we're doing a movie on weddings,
Yes.
you're gonna get married, right? You're gonna find that guy and get married. Is that your goal? Am I
That is
assuming?
not my goal.
Okay, so but what I'm asking is when you do
I've been close a few
find
times
that
and it scared me. So
But we're
when
taking
you do
applications.
find,
yeah. Okay.
yes, we're taking apps.
Yeah. I
When
will
you
find
do
it.
find, okay, good. When
Yeah.
you find Mr. Right,
Yes.
are you gonna let me
Okay.
marry you?
Of
Because I'm
course.
ordained.
That's true.
I want to marry
Oh,
you and
yeah.
Mr. Right.
But
Oh,
are you
cool.
gonna come to Long Island?
I will
Sure.
come to Long Island and marry you.
Oh
Yes.
my God, that'd be amazing. You guys would
And
all
we
be
want to be
invited.
invited,
Of
don't we?
course.
Movie towards the wedding. I mean, this is gonna be amazing.
Oh
Jacob, we
my
gotta find her name
God.
yesterday.
Wow. I just need a boyfriend first.
I'm gonna create a fake Tinder account with your picture.
No,
As
not
you.
Tinder. Tinder,
Location.
No, not Tinder. You've
I'm
been
just
out of the
kidding.
game. You've been out of the game for a long time.
eHarmony.
eHarmony. That's right. I'm my wife. We talked. What is it? The Hinge? Is it the Hinge or the Bumble? Okay, I'm gonna create a Kara account, and I'm gonna find a guy as you, and then I'll put on there like star of movie torture, and that'll rope them in right there.
Could be. Could be.
I don't know if I want to have a bunch of combos with dudes though. That's weird. As a girl, and then I'll be like, Kara, I like this one. I'll vet them. Then they'll come
Yeah,
through.
you know what, Brad? You don't know. You're gonna get some weird pictures sent to you.
Very,
I
very.
don't know if I want to
Tanya, were
see.
you
I don't know
ever
if I
on
want to see
dating apps?
junk pictures.
No,
No.
unfortunately,
Oh,
or fortunately, however you want to look at it, I have never had to be. But let me tell you, I have a lot of girlfriends that have, and let me tell you, some of the people that they went and met, or like you said, some of the pictures, some of really crazy, really,
Really
really crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Tanya, let me ask you this, and I'm gonna ask you to think quick on your feet here.
Okay.
If you were single and you were creating a dating app and you were gonna go on a dating app, what would your profile say? I want to hear. I want to hear your profile, Kara. I want to hear yours next. So be thinking.
Well,
What would
animal
your profile
lover.
say?
Yeah, animal
To rub me in.
lover. Yeah,
That
and
would be your screen name, Animal Lover.
yeah, I want an animal lover because if they don't love animals, they can't stay around very long. They just have to just bring a bag. That's it. Because, they have to know what your lifestyle's about, and it is quite different.
Yeah.
Secondly, is I want somebody to be old school, even though they're not old school. But, I think men should treat women like old school stuff. I'm sorry, I'm still into that. That's
Yeah.
why I like the Hallmark, things, movies.
I like it.
So, it's kind of weird because even though, people meet me and they think, oh, well, she's like real beautiful and stuff. Nah, I don't spend time on that stuff. None. I mean, it takes me 5 minutes to get ready in the morning and I'm gone, shower longer than anything else. And so like even on my TikToks, everybody's like, well, where do you do this at? Where do you get this? What perfume do you wear? And I'm like, I'm pretty simple. And so I just want somebody that would have the same interest with me. Cause I think if you don't, you have a lot of problems futuristically real quick.
Yeah.
Real.
For
Yeah.
sure.
What about you, Kara? What's your dating profile gonna say?
Oh God. Probably this. I mean, must love animals. Same. God, I don't. I never really thought about this.
Well, you want somebody into fitness because you want
right. Somebody
same interest.
active.
Yeah.
I say active. Like, you don't have to go to just an active lifestyle. Loves to travel.
Right, because that wouldn't go over very good.
That would go over, and rich. Very.
Well, that would be nice.
Seeking
Who
rich
am I
man.
kidding?
You are cordially invited to
Right.
travel with me as long as you're in shape and rich.
Rich
That's
and
right.
love animals.
And must love
You-
animals.
Must love animals, dogs and cats and monkeys.
Yep, all the above.
What if they're like we only love snakes?
What?
What they say we only love snakes?
No,
No, just mammals. Just mammals.
I'd be
Just
gone.
mammals. They need to have fur.
I had
Right,
one
they gotta
that
have some
was
kind
in
of
my car one time that I was transporting from a boa constrictor from Florida to Missouri, and let me tell you, I abandoned the car until they found it.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
too.
Oh yeah, I would too.
Tanya, by the way, Jacob and I are hardcore planning a trip down your way this summer at some point. We've been talking about it for a while, haven't we, Jacob?
We have been.
Yeah, we're trying to talk our wives into it. That's the next step. We're like, we're gonna go see Tanya in the flesh.
Yeah, if you go to Lake of the Ozarks and let them look, there's a lot of shopping here. If they love shopping, a lot of good restaurants out on the lake. You can boat up anywhere you want to go eat. And, they have a lot of really cool places. So there's a lot to do here besides come to the safari or come see Chimp Crazy Lady. But
my sister will be there this summer. All her college girlfriends are bringing their kids to Lake of the Ozarks.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful here.
Are they going to go see Tanya? They're going to go see Tanya, right?
There's resorts.
They would love to see Tanya.
Well, they can come anytime they want. I had 2 women that flew in last weekend one from Idaho and one from somewhere else just to come see Tanya. And Jerry started doing the encounter and they're like, well, we really came to see Tanya. And they said, Jerry calls me and I was in my jammies over here, but he's like, can you come over here? And they're wanting to see you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So they had me autograph a t-shirt they bought, but yeah, no, come.
It's happening, Tanya. We're going to meet you in the flesh. We can't continue this friendship and not meet in person.
Well,
Same with you,
I'm all
Kara. We got to
for it.
meet
We
you
can have
eventually.
fun.
Yeah.
We'll go out on the boat and have some fun.
I'll meet Kara when I get to marry her. Not
Yeah.
me marry her, but me
Right.
marry her.
Right.
I'm not marrying Kara, listeners. That's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, let's clarify.
He's a polygamist.
Or you'll be
I'm a
out on
polygamist.
E! News or one of those on tabloids saying, "Oh my goodness."
I'm gonna marry every girl on movie Torture. That's my goal. Y'all didn't realize y'all were marrying me now. No, but back to this turd of a movie. So I feel like there's a lot of like cursing in this movie that just didn't need to be there. Like I think they purposely just
Yes.
it was gratuitous, like MFers, like hardcore.
And that's ridiculous for that kind of movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
was.
not needed. It's like they were like, we're gonna make this. It's directed by the same guy that directed Forgetting
Crazy?
Sarah Marshall.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that
that's
movie.
funny. Yeah, Forgetting Sarah Marshall was funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
This movie is lacking all the charm. And Reese Witherspoon is a producer for a reality show about being in a bar. Oh, I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
wow.
No, she's not. She is a producer for reality shows, but she has no friends except her sister, right?
Yes, but although there is a reality show she does produce, that I would love to see in real life because it would be hilarious. The reality, it was like a game show, and it was called "Is It Alive?" And it
Oh,
was some
really?
kind
That
of
would be great.
animal or creature sitting in this bin, and they didn't know if it was alive or not, and they could use clues or stuff. So one of them was like a raccoon just laying there, and the girl's like, "I think it's totally dead," and then they're like, she goes in to check, and then the raccoon attacks her, and they're like, "You were wrong. It's actually alive."
Oh my god. It's
She
like
might be
that
the one of the
show.
funniest parts of this movie.
What's that?
What was you saying, Kara?
Oh, I was gonna say it's like that show. Is it cake? And then you have to see. If
Yes.
it's cake. Yeah.
Yes. Ugh.
My nephews love that show.
She's pretty much a loser, though, right, Jacob? Like,
Yeah, she
she's
has
not
no
likable.
friends. She doesn't like her family. She's only close to her sister. But so then that's what like sets up this whole kind of weird plot in this movie. So basically, he finds out his daughter wants to get married, and him and his wife got married on this island that, and it's not a small island, by the way. It's a big island, but they can only hold one wedding per weekend. That's all they can support on this massive island.
Which
It's
is
one
stupid.
wedding. So as he's making his reservation, it's like this 90-year-old woman who's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. I love you. You're part of the family." Well, her pen dies, so she's like writing it, but no ink is coming out, and then she just croaks, and that's the end of that. But he thinks his
Oh.
reservation saved.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
So now,
So he shows up.
well, first now then Reese Witherspoon's sister comes, and she's like, "I'm getting married to this male stripper who I love, but he's wonderful." And she's like, "Well, you know where we got to go? We got to go to Grandma's Island." And so she makes a reservation. Hold on to your hats for this one, on the same weekend as Will Ferrell and his daughter, but hers was written in
Oh my
pen. So hers is written down, and then like Brad said, now they're both showing up. They're riding on a boat together to the island, questioning who each other are. They don't know. They're like, "Oh, is that one of the groom's friends? Who is that? Do you know that person?" They're like, "Nope," but they're all coming to this island together.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
like a
So they
blast.
get there and they're checking in with the dude from 30 Rock, who
Yep.
is now working this. And he's like, "I guess you're just not on here." You know, he's the old country bumpkin. And they do the old, and then, you know, where you can see if something was written there.
Right.
With the
rubbing a
eraser?
pencil. Like you rub the pencil.
Yeah, or a
like,
pencil,
slightly
yeah.
across paper.
And he goes, "See," but then Reese Witherspoon is so mean. She's like, "I don't care. My credit card's on file. You can leave." So he's sitting there like, "I guess I got to take my daughter somewhere else." And she's like, they're in a bar at night. And he's like, "We're going to stay at the Motel 8 like an hour from here." And I'm like, this is the saddest thing ever, right? Like, it's so sad. And then she starts to feel guilty, Tanya, because she's like, "Okay, well, I guess I can let him stay here." But that's where the war begins, right, Jacob?
Beyond a war, it was like chaos.
It
So they
was
decide,
so
they're gonna be cordial, and they're gonna split the venue. So they're using half the rooms. They planned it out to where one reception will be held outside, one inside the barn, and then the day of the weddings, they will share the sunset, so they'll quickly do their weddings, flip out, so the next people can do their wedding, and all you think should be fine. They got it all figured out.
Right.
So you think.
Uh-oh.
And the thing is like her family's way bigger than what he's bringing. I didn't
Right,
see like a ton of people there for Will Ferrell's side. Did you? But there was a lot of her family was like rich. I want to say trailer trap, but they're not really. They're like rich Southern people who look down on everybody, right?
Yeah.
And they're not happy.
Yeah, on her side, which is interesting, like what he brings, like nobody, like you said, it's all of her friends, but like no grandparents, no aunts, uncles, nothing. It's just the dad, the daughter, and her group of friends.
Wow.
Yeah, and you would think they would want to have. You would think they would have a traditional, like some kind of Indian wedding or something, because
Right,
something.
right.
his daughter. But nothing. You're right. We don't even see any family there. Like I'm thinking, they probably have 20 people tops at this wedding.
Yeah.
They could probably just squeeze in and do a quick one. A quick. But wait. But then when they were in the reception hall there was a ton of people in there for their wedding.
60 people there, yeah, of friends.
Yeah, there's a lot. Because Reese Witherspoon is so mean, guys. I mean, she is cruel in this movie that she tells him that his daughter's fiance or husband at this point is making out with a bridesmaid, even though it wasn't happening.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, she is so cruel.
You totally get the Step Brothers vibe from Will Ferrell, because there is one point, which about the only point in the movie that made me laugh, was when they were trying to plan out this venue and fighting each other, and Will Ferrell turns to Reese Witherspoon and he goes, "If I wake up in the morning, I see your sister on that dock, I'll run right down there and knock her out into the water." But it was such like a stepbrother like scene. I'm like, he's like, "Did you touch my drum set?" Like that's the whole vibe I was getting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and her sister is a comedian. She's a stand-up comedian in real life.
Yes.
And her sister is married, but she cannot get enough of Will Ferrell. She thinks he is like a slice of meat from the deli that's on fire.
Oh,
She
God.
loves him. Yeah, she loves him. So the whole movie, she's like chasing him. And then, but Reese Witherspoon hates her family. Like she hates her family, right, Jacob? Like there's no
She does.
connection there.
Isn't that funny?
And she starts
I always
getting.
find that strange. Like I know it's a movie, but like I've just been very lucky. I know family's tough, but I can't picture absolutely hating your entire family. There's got to be
No.
one.
Yeah.
There's got to be one person you like.
She doesn't even know her nephew's name.
Oh,
Oh my
Nope.
God.
She's too busy.
She gets so upset because her family starts, like Will Ferrell's character, who's not part of their family, like within the first like 2 hours knows all their names, and she's getting even more angry. She's like, "How's the guy know all their names?" And they're like, "Oh, he is such a wonderful person. He's so
Yeah.
great." And she's just getting more and more ticked off because of how wonderful Will Ferrell's character
Oh.
is in this
He
movie.
is super nice in this movie. He is super nice. But one scene that's in the trailer that blows my mind and is so dumb, which makes this movie one of the dumbest ever, is he's laying in bed, Tanya, with a crocodile or an alligator. He's like sleeping with the alligator. He's holding the alligator down. He had to take that alligator, bring it into the hotel, walk it down the lobby, into the elevator, to then go to the bedroom and then lay down in the bed. And then Reese Witherspoon walks in on him. If you walk in and you see your husband laying in a bed with an alligator, you got out of the car with a snake. I can't imagine you sticking around very long for an alligator.
No, because my friend has Alligator Park in Texas, and he always wanted me to even try to feed him, and I'm like, no way. I wanted nothing to do with that at all. I'm just not reptile fan at all. I'm not.
No,
I
me
want the
neither.
fuzzy, warm things to love, not
It has
eat
to have
you.
nipples.
Not eat you.
That's what I say.
That's nipples.
You ain't
It
got
has to have
nipples, you're
fur
out.
and nipples.
Yes, exactly.
Otherwise, I'm
So
not in.
now we know Kara likes non-fluffy but furry men with nipples.
That's you know what? That's what I can. I change my mind about my dating profile. I feel like I must have nipples.
Yes,
Must,
definitely. Yes,
must have nips.
If you ain't got the nips, we must have quit.
Yeah, you don't care if she has 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. She just
It
has
doesn't
to have
matter.
them. Yeah.
Now I was a lover of the TV show Gator Boys. I did like that show.
It was
Those
cool.
dudes-
It was. It was.
Yeah, it was cool. Gator boys, that's what they'd say on there. And they'd go wrestle these gators. Like,
Yep.
and they knew how to, they would get them with their hands and just like that. It was amazing. I should get them on one of our shows because they are amazing at what they do.
That would be.
Yes.
Uh, Oh my
all
gosh.
crazy.
yeah, it's fun to watch people mess with gators, but I don't want to mess with a gator.
No.
But this guy's sleeping with a gator. He's that drunk that he's sleeping with a gator.
You got problems.
No, I think part of it was he put the gator in there because he wanted it to attack Reese Witherspoon,
Reese
but then he
Witherspoon,
felt
that's
bad.
what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, so then he
Oh,
felt
that's
bad.
what it
That's why
was,
he was
huh?
laying in the. Yeah.
Wait, he wanted that gator to eat her up, like just maul her
Yes.
and murder her. Like we got to the,
Yes.
this guy's going to be an except. I know. I didn't even catch that. I thought he just was laying there snuggling with a gator.
Oh no.
No, he snuck it in there, was leaving it in there then he felt bad. So then he
Tried to get
wrapped it up so it
Oh.
wouldn't attack her. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that gator would eat little 5'2" Reese Witherspoon to pieces.
She's
Oh, yeah.
adorable.
Oh, real quick.
She is.
Real quick.
I love her.
I love her.
Best Reese Witherspoon movie. What's your favorite, Tanya? Go. What'd you like her in?
Alabama, Sweet Home Alabama.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm going that too.
I'm gonna do classic Legally Blonde.
I was to say that's another good one.
So good.
It's not bad. Just like Heaven was funny too,
But
where
I
she's
loved
dead.
her- I loved her and McConaughey together. They were really, really good.
I also loved her in Water for Elephants. Remember that movie?
Yes,
She
yes,
was
that was
great
good
in
too.
that.
Never
Yeah.
saw that movie. Looks so boring.
Water
Did you
for
see her in that
Elephants-
movie Wild? You see her in that movie
Oh,
Wild where
yeah,
she
that
goes
was good
hiking?
too, with the boots and yeah, that was a good movie.
Did she die in that movie or did she just go hiking?
She tried to kill herself in the beginning, and that's why she went on the hike.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I just watched that
Okay.
documentary on Netflix, the Gabby Petito documentary that's on Netflix now.
Yes.
It's really
Oh,
good.
She grew up like a few towns over from me.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, she's from Long Island.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
she's-
Do you know her family?
No. She's no. It's a big distance, but yeah, a couple towns over from me, but crazy. So I was working obviously at the police department, and it's funny. There's a detective in that documentary on Netflix who I work with all the time. The one
Oh
Jennifer,
wow. Uh-huh.
and I
Wow.
was cracking up because. Like a lot of the Florida cops, they didn't know what to do because it was kind of a small town. And Gabby's from like a big county. So the county detectives, we just have more resources. We're used to dealing with more stuff. So I was cracking up. They have her voice on the phone and she's telling these guys what to do and why aren't you doing this? And they're like, whoa. But I was like, get him, girl. Like she had like that thick Long Island accent. It was great.
Wait, now that's a great scene in this documentary because what happens is
Mm-hmm.
the mom calls the Long Island police, is like, my daughter's missing. She hasn't answered the phone in like 10 days. So the Long Island police call down to Northport and they go to the door, and Brian's parents are like, we got attorneys, you can leave. We're not talking, which is weird. So you hear
that
this
is weird.
audio that's super weird. They called the Florida cop calls the Long Island police officer, and they're like, "Hey, there's nothing we can do. We don't even know if she's truly missing or not."
Yeah,
and
she's
the Long
basically
Island cop's like,
yeah.
the Long Island cop goes, "Don't you think it's kind of weird that they're not talking? Is that not?" He goes, "Yeah, I get it. It's really suspicious, but there's nothing we can do." And they're like, "Let us speak to your supervisor. We need to talk to your boss." That's what they told the Florida cop. Let me talk to
Yeah.
your boss there.
Oh
And it's
yeah.
like, she basically said in a very professional way, get your ass back up there and do so. And there was things they can do. They towed the car, and you just,
And
but
they
I
could do a
couldn't-
wellness check. They could do a
A
lot of
wellness
things.
check. You
Because
could
they're
do a lot
supposed
of
to be able to, yeah.
She was
yeah.
like, "What are you guys
You-
doing?" So I was like,
Yeah, he came home without her. He drove all the way home from Wyoming without her. Where is she at? Because she would call her mom every day. Like, there's a weird, it's a great documentary. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out.
Yeah.
We watched it this weekend.
"Yeah."
And we knew the
was-
ending,
yeah,
but
it
it
was
was still
great.
pretty good.
crazy. I heard about. I was working, because for the police department, we all got wind of it. We were all doing workups. It's crazy. It was a crazy because she's from Long Island. We were all working. It was rough. It was rough. Very sad.
Yeah, it was very sad, but needless to say, great documentary. But
Great.
what were we talking about? Were we talking about alligators?
Reese
What were we talking
Witherspoon.
about? I didn't lost track.
Yeah, the alligator.
Oh, Reese Witherspoon killing herself. Yeah, she probably wants to kill this character because this character sucks.
I feel like they didn't even
What were
really
you saying, Jacob?
advertise this.
No, so they
Because
they basically get to the point to where the weddings are about to happen, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they have to hurry up and run because they're sharing the sunset. So they have to make Will Ferrell's daughters first. So Will Ferrell basically starts trying to do a filibuster to start wasting the sunset.
Oh,
So
gosh.
that way Reese Witherspoon's sister can't get married with the sunset. So
Smart.
his daughter's friend is reading a Dr. Seuss book because she wants to read this poem out of it, a short poem. But then Will Ferrell keeps telling her, he's like, no, read a little more. Come on, read a little more, just a little more. So basically, she ends up reading the whole book and then taking their sweet time. They get it wrapped up. And at this point, one of the Jonas brothers shows up as the priest for Reese Witherspoon's daughter.
but he's not playing a Jonas. It'd have been funnier if he was playing a Jonas.
It would have been. No, he's a priest, a weird
It would
priest.
have been. It would have been funnier if because when what we find out about Will Ferrell at the end of this movie, that would have made sense. That whole payoff would have made sense because he
That
could have
would've
been
made
like,
sense.
"Oh, I got a lifetime free on Delta now, so I can
Yeah.
do this. I'll just marry your daughter." Like that would have been a funnier joke at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Because spoiler
Well, that's
alert,
funny.
Will Ferrell is the CEO of Delta.
Right.
He is. But
Okay.
that's a true
I
thing.
said they
Will
should add
Ferrell's-
an ending of the plane upside down.
Will Ferrell is the one marrying his daughter, and how is he capable of marrying his daughter?
Yeah, well, I mean, you can get ordained online. Like I wasn't ordained
That's true.
online. I wasn't care. I'm really ordained, but you can do like the cheap ordination and get married,
Yes, you can.
or
That's
you
You
can.
can.
Yeah, it could. All of us,
That's true.
Jacob, Tanya could get ordained like tonight, and
You
she
should,
could
Tanya.
marry somebody.
That's how Joe Exotic got married. He hired somebody that did it overnight, and we had
Okay.
a wedding. But,
Were
yeah.
you at his?
Ooh,
Did you go to
Tanya.
his wedding?
Oh yeah, I was at all his weddings.
All
Yes,
his weddings.
All three of them, right, Tanya?
yes, all three
Great.
of them.
Now let
Mhm.
me ask you, Tanya. In
Mm-hmm.
between just us gals and guys, is he really like that in real life?
No.
No.
You know, whenever I first met him, he's always been eccentric. Let's just face that. That's just who he is. And anybody to me that owns tigers has to have some kind of need to have notoriety because, that does bring that.
Yeah.
But he's very much a person that loves exotics, and he definitely is for private ownership, and he does have some good traits. But when him and Jeff Lowe got together, Jeff Lowe was a drug addict, and
Yeah.
he's not any good, and he just brought it into the fold, and then he went berserk, and so then Joe Exotic was not Joe Exotic anymore. But no, he
Yeah.
was actually a decent guy, and if you ever sat quietly with him, like I had a Down syndrome capuchin, and he loved him. He'd always say he was his uncle, and he was so awesome with those monkeys and stuff. But then, and he had chimps. He had some chimps, and so
Okay.
we feed him wedding cake after his wedding and that type of stuff. So and he'd get him to dance. And actually, it was Tonka's dad, actually. But anyways, long story short, it was so much fun. But then he really got jacked up, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's sad to hear.
it is. It is.
But Tanya, you should get ordained and marry people
You think?
when they come to your safari.
Well,
Is
I
it
might
romantic?
You can do weddings at your safari. I mean, you would make
Instead
money.
of, like flower girls, you could have like flower campuchins.
Yes.
That's so
Oh
cute.
yes, Tanya, I gotta start sending people your way if they want to get little monkeys there. Oh my gosh,
And
women
get
would
married
love
by a
that.
camel. Yeah, because we have a camel. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so amazing. So back to this, Jacob. Where are we at in this movie at this point?
So they're getting married. He's trying to kill the sunset.
Yeah, so they
He's
finish
killed
off
it.
the daughter's wedding. It's all great. Then the Jonas brother now is marrying the sister in her stripper fiance, and uh, and he's like doing a singing
She's
number.
pregnant, by the way.
Oh wow.
She is pregnant,
Okay.
but Will Ferrell pays the boat captain who gets you to the island to basically do flybys by the dock to like get the wedding party wet. And Reese Witherspoon does not like to listen because she hates everybody. She's evil in this movie.
Okay.
So they have like 80 people on this tiny wooden dock. So the boat captain goes through, gets them all wet, and Will Ferrell's trying to like give her the thumbs up, but she's taking it as he's telling her to go again. And so she's like, "Hey, you want me to go again?" So she turns around and does it again, and then the dock breaks, and they all now go crashing into the water, and it gets hectic.
Hilarious.
So then that's when Brad brought up the Reese Witherspoon says she sees the daughter's now husband kissing one of the bridesmaids,
Right.
which it wasn't the case. So then there's a big fight there. The daughter and now newly married husband, less than an hour, are now breaking up. They're getting divorced. They leave. They get annulled,
Oh geez.
and then they try to figure it out and like go save your daughter's wedding. So they all basically take Reese Witherspoon's family's vehicles, and they're all driving white Subarus. That's their big vehicles, and they go try to save the daughter's marriage. But they're like, no, we don't want to be married. It's not our time. But yet they're still dating because they still love each other, but they just don't want to be married. Really weird. And then lo and behold, now Reese Witherspoon is just madly in love with Will Ferrell's character.
Uh-huh.
Which, okay, let me say this. I feel like this would be a better movie. Will Ferrell, we do this a lot here, Tanya. We pitch the better movie
Yeah.
because Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. This movie would have been way more funnier if it had been Reese Witherspoon's daughter and Will Ferrell's daughter getting married,
Yeah.
and Reese Witherspoon and Will Ferrell just fall madly in love like immediately, and it starts taking the shine off of their wedding. So now the younger kids are frustrated because their older parents are like googly eyed and sneaking off to the to get together, and they're like ruining it for
Yes.
them. They're ruining the joy because they walk in on them in the bedroom, and it's like,
Right.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a funnier movie. It'd been Will Ferrell versus the younger generation. Will Ferrell, don't you, Jacob?
I agree.
I think, yes, anything could have made this a funnier movie.
But they had zero chemistry. They had zero chemistry. They had no chemistry
Oh, don't
together.
you hate
It was
that?
terrible.
I hate that.
And
Well,
then
I mean, Kara, what world is Reese Witherspoon finding Will Ferrell hot? There's no world.
none.
There's no
No.
world.
No.
None. It's
I
not
don't know,
happening.
though, 'cause
What was you
he's
gonna say,
so
Jacob?
funny. He's so funny, so you never know.
Not in this, he wasn't.
Oh, never mind.
He was sad in this movie. It was a pathetic, sad dude.
He was a
But he was
pathetic kid.
he would have checked off your list, Kara, because he was rich. CEO
He did.
of
He's like,
Delta.
I'm CEO of Delta. Because she's like, they pull up to
Didn't
her house because she's starting to feel like, oh, I kind of like him. She's like, do you even have a job? And he's like, yeah, I'm the CEO of Delta. She's like, all right.
And that's the end. It ends like that.
Ah.
The end is where they,
Doesn't it?
the end is,
You can tell it's been a month since I watched this movie.
it's Thanksgiving, and they are now they go back to her studio or where she produces things, and
Oh,
her
yeah.
family all shows up. She now loves all of her family. Her and Will Ferrell are still an item, and Will Ferrell goes down to propose to her, and they're like, don't do it, and she like slaps the ring out of his hand, and then the stripper husband now comes out with his little gang of guys, and they do a little strip tease
Oh,
to say
geez.
that she said yes, but she didn't say yes, and then
That's
she's
how
like,
I proposed to my wife.
They stole your idea.
and then basically then Reese Witherspoon's like, oh, do you want to elope? And he's like, I thought you didn't want to get married. She goes, no, I just don't like weddings. And he's like, okay. And then the movie ends.
Oh,
It's so dumb. This movie is so
Yeah.
We
dumb.
didn't talk about the cringiest thing though.
Yeah.
There's
What
a
was
scene
it?
in where he sings with his the song he sings with his daughter.
Oh my gosh. Islands in the Stream.
Yes.
And it's the Dolly Parton Kenny Rogers song, but he's singing it with his daughter, and
Singing with
she's
his
like
daughter.
making love to each other.
It's so cringe.
Islands in the stream. And they're just like, This is weird.
For the reception. Yeah. And the boyfriend or the person she's about to marry has just got the like grossest look on his face. He's like, ugh.
That
Yeah.
is weird.
Like they're
Yeah.
dating, right?
You're
Yeah,
right.
and his daughter's friend is really funny. She's got the fat friend that brings the humor in the
Yeah.
movie.
Okay.
She's funny, but all in all, this movie is. Do you think this movie would have made any money in the theaters?
I mean, probably yes, only
A
for the
little
fact
bit,
of
just because of
who's
is
in
in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's in it. Yep. Exactly.
it would have brought money because who's in it. Like it's probably on the top of Prime Video right now because of who's in it. So
I
everybody's
agree.
just going to go watch it because it's Reese Witherspoon
Reese Witherspoon.
and Will Ferrell.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
I tend to just watch her movies just because it's her.
Me
Right.
too. Me
Yeah.
too, for sure. And their majority of them
Yeah,
are
it
great,
was-
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, we got some reviews for this movie. I have a review. Jacob, do you have any reviews?
I got some bad reviews.
Okay, I've got a good review here. This one is, while I typically find myself indifferent to Will Ferrell's work, I must admit his portrayal of a father in You're Cordially Invited was genuinely hilarious.
Oh,
Ultimately, I found myself laughing more than I expected. It's perfect for anyone in need of a good laugh. This person, I would not want to watch a movie with Tanya.
no,
I just wouldn't. Like,
No.
that's terrible.
no.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. What about you, Jacob?
All right, some bad reviews. I feel like this person, her name's Nikki, she stole my review because it was my thoughts exactly. She says, I wish I wasn't invited. Another good
I wish I wasn't.
another good video here is an instruction manual on how to fall asleep in less than 100 minutes.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, yes. This,
And then the best one I had to save, bad review by Keys and Roses. It says, I like the cat in the opening credits. That's about it.
it. Oh, wow.
Okay.
my favorite part of this movie was the end
The
when I
credits?
knew it was over, and I'm like, this movie's over, man. I don't have to watch this anymore. It made me sad to see where they've fallen in their careers because Will Ferrell, he's pretty good in dramas. I've seen him. He did a drama years ago, but he was good in. I don't understand what her career path is. It must just be money at this point. She doesn't really care about being in good movies. I
Yeah.
don't
But I think-
understand it.
I
She
think
was-
they're both
She was
kinda
good in Big Little Lies. Do you think
I
they're
think
both there?
kind of like they probably took the movie. They didn't care. They probably got paid big bucks to do it. Why not?
Right.
I'm
And
sure
maybe
that's
Yeah,
it
I'd
was
like to
a
know. I
stage.
wish MTD was in the chat right now because I'd like to know what their paychecks was. What do you think they got paid for this movie? I'm
20 million.
I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, easy. Yeah, I'm
20
saying.
A piece
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's here now. Hello,
payday
MTV.
for.
And I think that they just probably needed it to stay
Hmm.
connected, so that people know they're out there and can act, and maybe they
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
another role. Would be my thing.
I'm looking. How much
mean,
did Will Ferrell make? How much did
I don't think they would do
Will
it for less.
Ferrell make for being in You're Cordially Invited?
And it's a Prime movie, so
Ouch.
they have the money.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah. Jeff Bezos probably personally handed them a check.
Probably.
yeah.
He has a net worth of 160 million and makes upwards of 20 million per. That
I
can't
knew
be.
it. I knew
Nobody.
Yeah.
It doesn't say that's what he made for this though.
Oh,
but
But figure it out.
nobody's paying him 20 million. He's not making 20 million a movie. There's
But
no
his
way.
name will bring people to the movie. Just
It
his name
will.
alone will get people to the movie.
It will.
Yeah.
So they'll pay him just because they know it's good or bad. It's going to make people come watch it.
When's the last movie he had that was a hit in the theaters?
Step Brothers.
Oh, no. He was in, remember Ricky Bobby?
Oh, that movie was
yeah,
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
and
20 years ago.
It was 20 years
That was
ago.
20 years ago.
Oh,
It
my
was.
God. Time's flying.
Okay.
But
Hold
it's
on,
been a
I'm
long
looking.
time since Reese Witherspoon's been in anything like major.
Yeah.
She does a lot of like TV movies now and like
Yes.
limited
Okay.
series. Yeah. And she has a book club, which is great. She buys like every amazing book, she'll buy the rights and turn it into a movie.
Oh, okay.
So
His last movie was called Downhill in the movie theaters
Wow.
with
And I didn't even
with
recognize
Julia
that.
Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah,
It's a
never-
4.9 out of 10. And
Never heard of it.
before then, that was in 2020. Before then, it was 2018 Holmes and Watson, which is a 3.9. That movie's got to be a future movie, Torture.
Yeah.
And that was 2018, and then 2017 was Daddy's Home 2. That was like
Okay.
the last
Daddy's Home was
time
good.
of him. Yeah, and then he
Was-
did The House, which was
And then he had, like,
stupid.
Get Hard with Kevin.
yeah.
Oh, that was 2015. That was 10 years ago. God.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Anchorman 2 was 12 years ago. So
So it's
he
been a
hasn't
while.
been relevant. He hasn't been relevant in a long time. Indeed, since we started early, but I think he must not have got the text I sent him. I told him recording at 6:45 and 7:45 your time. I sent that earlier today. He must have missed that. But we did talk about your book, MTD, and Kara got to hear what you wrote about her, so that's good.
Lovely.
you'll get
to
So
listen to.
lovely.
Yeah, now you get to listen. But I can't really ask Tanya. I'm going to ask Tanya and Kara just because they've heard about it. Tanya, movie Torture or is it movie Gold for you? Which means Gold would mean you love it. Torture means you never want to watch it.
That one was torture.
Oh, yeah, it's Torture. Kara, movie Torture, movie Gold.
How was Green Lantern?
Even though you didn't watch them.
It was movie Torture.
Yeah, that's horrific. Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
that was bad.
Jacob, movie Torture, movie Gold.
So here's the thing.
Oh no.
Me and Brad are usually pretty spot on close when it comes to movies. We agree a lot on movies. And about the first 10 minutes in this movie, I'm like, this is the one I'm going to not agree with Brad. Because, I mean, so far it's pretty fantastic.
Oh no.
And then it continued on, and it is absolute torture.
Okay.
To the point, I might have watched Joker 2 again over watching this. movie.
No.
Yes,
No.
it was so bad.
Jacob.
It was so much
Jacob,
torture.
that's blasphemy.
I agree.
Don't ever say
Jacob.
that again.
That's horrible.
Jacob.
Horrible.
There is no way, Tanya. There is no. Did you see Joker 2, Tanya?
Yes, that was horrific. Oh, that was just pitiful. That was pitiful.
Joker 2, hands down, the worst movie I've ever watched in my life. There's no
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
it was horrible.
This
There
was
was
worse.
I would
nothing
watch
good
this
about it.
movie.
Yeah.
Nah.
I would watch this
Why
movie
not?
10 times before I watch that one.
Oh wow. Now that speaks volumes.
Yeah.
Jay, I cannot believe you said that. You really mean you like Joker 2 better than this?
I'm not saying I like it better than this. What I'm saying is I would rather watch Joker 2 than this.
This movie was like an hour 40. Joker 2 is 2 hours 40.
Hours.
Yeah, at least I knew what I was getting to. The 2 hours and 40. This felt like 2 hours and 40.
Wow.
I mean, this did feel like 2 hours, but this movie sucked. This movie was terrible. But Joker 2, hands down, Kara, you know it. It was the worst movie ever.
It is
There's
the worst
nothing
movie.
top. There's nothing topping Joker 2. And anyone that comes on and tries to, I would love for someone to come on here. I would welcome someone to come on here and tell me Joker 2 is a great movie. I would love to have a debate
that'd be
on why that
hilarious.
movie is.
The
We need to
dollar
find
is
somebody
set.
that thinks Joker 2 is great.
It's
Have
gonna be
them
hard.
come on and debate us.
It's going to be very difficult.
It will be difficult.
Oh, there's some suckers somewhere that think, "Oh, Joker 2, I'm a DC fanatic. This movie is going to be great." No way. This Joker 2 is a piling steam of hot dookie. It is. Like, there's
Yeah.
nothing good about that movie. It's horrible. Jacob, I cannot even believe you would utter this movie in the same sentence as Joker 2.
I'm shocked.
Kara can't even believe it. I think Kara's like shocked right now at this because Tanya, Cocaine Shark is better than Joker 2.
Oh, geez.
And Cocaine Shark, which is only 74 minutes, which is great movie. I don't like movies over an hour and a half. So
Right.
this, oh, Jacob, I'm disappointed. I thought I knew you, but I must
You
not
do
know
know
you.
me. You do know me.
I can't wait to tell your wife that you would rather see Joker 2 over Cordially Invited.
This thing was garbage. It was so bad.
This movie was bad. I'll
Yeah.
give it to you. This movie was better It was worse, not better. It was worse than Kind of Pregnant with Amy Schumer.
That was funny.
That was funny. If you get a chance, watch that one or listen to our episode that just dropped today, Kind of Pregnant on the stream. But it's better than this. And I don't like Amy Schumer. So, there's that.
Very good.
Yeah, I was gonna say that says a lot, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, hey, for MTD, for Tanya, for Kara, for Jacob, my name is Brad. We'll see you next time on Movie Torture.
Thank you guys. Have a great day and chimpanzee.
See you, Tanya.
Bye,
Peace.
guys.
Bye.